Hey, this is Chad with Different Skill, bringing you the second part of my introduction to ZX. Today we'll be talking about the color pie. Pie, yes, everyone likes it. If it's apple pie or like meat pie, savory pie, sweet pie, pie is always good. Parents are coming home, dogs barking, everything's good, going good. I'm gonna go lock my door. Be right back. Don't want some crazy Chinese language happening, in the middle of a video. So it's all good. So what is the color pie? The color pie is a term used by Magic players, mainly because Magic was the thing where you use different colors. It explains about what share of the pie you share, technically. So let's put this in easier ways to understand. What does each color do? And then you guys are probably like, Chan, you could have just said that earlier, and I'd be like, yes, but it's more fun to do it this way. So what traits do you guys like? So let's say, okay, I'm a douchebag and I like killing things and I like removing things from the field. Well, some traits have that ability, some traits don't. Very simple. Say, I like lollies. Yeah, okay, yeah. And, I like, I don't know, removal spells, good ones. Too bad for you. You can't have those two colors together in the same color, but you can mix the two. You can mix a color that has lollies and then mix a color that has good removal spells. Yeah, that's generally what you do for Magic. You take the best of both worlds. So I'm going to go explain what colors do. So let's talk about black. The color I play, the color I started with in Magic, and I started with in ZX, and I like it. I also like green, because green's stupid. So let's go over black. Well, what makes black different? That's simply what I'm going to say, and I'm going to do that for every other color, so yeah, don't worry about it. What does black do? Well, do they have fatties? No, that's a green thing. So what did they do? Well, they use charge to pay for costs. Huh, weird, right? So what makes this different from every other color? Well, other colors don't do that. What is this? What kind of theme is this? Well, it's the theme where you sacrifice others for your own power. Kind of a black thing. Like, like evil people do that, right? They go, "Mbrahaha," and then they take the life force of other people and give it to themselves, etc., etc. Stuff like that, right? So, well, what's so good about these effects? Well, the benefits is that they don't cost mana. Well, why is mana important? Because if you played a card and then you're tapped out, your opponent plays a bigger card and kills it. What's so good about this? I can play this card, be tapped out, use its effect to kill something that tries to contest it. Sounds good, right? The reason why these cards don't cost mana is because they do cost cards from your charge. Now, well, you're gonna say, well, your opponents can just not, well, I guess they have to kill your cards to kill you, but I mean, they can just not kill your cards so much. Well, then that's because you have cards that kill your cards for you. This girl right here, when you play her, you can kill one of your Diablo's trait and kill one of their cards. So when cards are destroyed, they go to your charge. When you play this card, kill something else, it goes to your charge, they go to their charge, and then you play this, you take 2 on charge, you kill something. But the thing that black has it has a removal spell engine. So what is a removal spell? Well, a removal spell would be something along the lines of this. I'm not going to use the green one for an example because I'm in black. What does this card do? Well, when you play this card, select one ZX that your opponent controls and destroy it. When their card is destroyed, they go to their charge. Yeah, okay. So, okay, so that's good. That's nice. That's, you have a problem, you get rid of it, right? Yeah. So that's primarily what black does. They are currently the only deck that has charge costs and cards that add card from your deck into your charge, which is neat. And there's neat things you can do with it. For example, there's a new card called, I don't know what it's called. It's like a lolly, and it says, 7 Deadly Sins, Lust, Luxaria, or some crap. Its effect is when you play it, you can add 2 cards from your trash to your charge. Now, of course, the first thing you think about is, yeah, I can use it to pay for this. And then you realize you can put something like a start card there and use its effect to do gay things over and over again. Genius! So yeah, I'm probably going to be using it for that. So, this is what black does. It kills stuff. They kill each other, and they kill you. Let's move on to green, the next of my favorite colors. What does green have? Green has fatties. Now what is a fatty? It's basically things that scale better late game and they're very big and hard to deal with. So let's talk about this guy. He is 6 cost 9k. It's pretty average as long as they have an effect. That's pretty average. Its effect is that if you have 12 or more resource, it gains 3k for no apparent reason. So it's a 12k. Now what is so good about this? Well, if it's strong, they'll have a hard time killing it. Now what's so good about that? Well, if you mix it in with some removal spells, they'll have an insanely hard time killing it. Right? What does this card do? This card gains plus 1,000 for each 2 mana you have. What does that mean? It's huge late game. It's like freaking like 20k, 15k, something crazy like that. These cards get really big. This card is when you have 9 or more mana, or 9 or more resource, this card gains 3k. 9.56 cost, a 5 cost. That's a 6 cost vanilla effect, yo. I mean, that's a 6 cost vanilla stats. This guy, you can tap 1 Horai trait to give it 3k on your opponent's turn. Well, what does this mean? This thing is hard as hell to kill. These are called fatties. Things that are big and that's all they do. That's all they're good for, and that's what they'll do for the rest of their lives. What else is good in green? Well, these cards. These are similar to mana ramping in Magic. If you guys don't know what that is, basically it will accelerate your mana. If you still don't understand what that means, it means you get more mana than your opponent in a short burst, and it lasts. I don't know how else to explain it, dude. So, there's no direct correlation with Vanguard. Yeah, it's kind of like a damage taker, except it stays there forever, but you kind of don't die from it. I don't know. There's no correlation with Vanguard. For the one person who asked, can you make tutorials with more reference to Vanguard? No, I can't, because the two games are way too different. So yeah. And they also feature very good removal spells that send to mana. So let's think about this. Okay, say my opponent is playing the black deck. Alright, sure. They have big guys, scary dudes, right? These guys, right? They're like, oh, herder, I can kill all your cards. Okay, sending it to my mana. So say this is his mana, and he's like, okay, I'll send it back to my mana. Alright, remove this one too. Okay, well, it's in my mana. So he plays another one. How is he going to pay his cost? He's not. He can't pay this cards from his charge because he doesn't have a card in charge because they're all in his freaking mana. Alright, so what else is good about this? Well, yeah, sure, you shut down Black's effect, but not Black is the only deck that needs that effect. Okay, that's fine, you know, it's just gonna, mana all of your big creatures. So, you're gonna deck refresh. Take your deck. And then, what's your deck fill on? Not good cards. The reason why there's not good cards in here, because they're all dead. They're all in your mana. They'll never come out of there. I know. Pretty good, right? The only deck that can actually get cards out of your mana is green. So, in a sense, you have to be playing green to counter green, which is unhealthy for the game. Which is why I think green needs nerfs. They're just too good. Yeah, if you're playing a deck without black or green, it's really hard to compare because not having proper removal spells is quite awkward when your opponents do. It makes you feel very powerless. It makes you feel like you're wasting your cards and whatnot. So, yeah, that's what green features really: mana ramp, fatties, and amazing removal spells. So if you like, and I guess they have a decent amount of chicks. I mean, if you're into this, it's pretty hot. This is pretty hot too, I guess. This isn't. This guy's pretty cool though. Yeah, there's assorted amounts of random females located everywhere, so it's all good. Okay, moving on to the next color, we have blue. Blue. Okay, so what does blue have? Well, there's a lot of females. There's a decent amount of females in this set. What do they do? Well, card draw is definitely one card. This card, for example, is a very good example. If you have a battle dress in your charge, if a battle dress has died and it's there, when you play this card, you may draw a card. Very simple. Play a card, draw a card. There's a card where when you play it, draw 2 cards. Ooh, nice, right? Very simple things. If you have this card on your field and you play this card and you make the pretty picture, you don't actually have to make the pretty picture, you draw a card. I mean, there's tons of cards. in blue that says draw a card when certain condition is met. Some are harder, some are easier. This card's condition is insanely easy. This card condition, not so much. There's another card where it kills a card, you get to draw a card. Very nice, all good things. So, what else do they do? They bounce cards. What does bounce mean if you guys don't know? Send back to hand is what it means. Or send back to any place that they came from. This card's effect is that if you attack a card, at the start of your attack, if they have 5,000 or less power, you can bounce it back to their hand. Doesn't matter where. So, bouncing cards, it's neat, it's annoying, it's not very good. That's for sure. If you're using a card to do it, like if you played a card to bounce their card back, they didn't lose anything, they're just going to play it again. The only reason why you use something to bounce is if you're using to aggressively kill someone. I might make a blue-red aggro deck. Sounds kind of like Delver of Secrets and some burn spells, but you know, because I want to try different things, right? So yeah, blue bounces stuff and draws cards, and they also field manipulate. I mean, those cards aren't very good. They're more situational than good. Like, you can take a card and move it one slot anywhere. Like, say if it's here, you can move it this way, this way, this way, or this way. Oh, wait, this way, this way, this way. Anyways, in the 4 directions, right? You can move in one slot. Some you can move it anywhere. Just go there, go in the corner. So yeah, very, very neat. Blue. There's a decent amount of females in it, so for all of you people who are like, I'm looking for Sword Sniper Regal, or Regal, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to say Regal? Regal? I'm going to say Regal, I guess. Sword Sniper Regal. And I'd be like, I'm sure you are, because everyone in the world is. Who am I kidding? I bought like 5 boxes just to pull one. I didn't. Whatever. I pulled the stupid Gundam dude that draws a card. Not nearly as good as having a hot female cyborg thing. So moving on, let's move on to red. Red is currently the only deck that has aggressively 2-cost creatures. I know, it's like very subtle, but red is the only deck that has 2-cost creatures that aren't Voidbringers, which is good because of how you can rush with them. You can play 2 on your second turn and attack, maybe win. You can also stand your cards, which is quite neat. Standing your cards is always good. Standard card, yeah. Standard card, attack again. Because you can't play over a card unless it's not in rest, which means you effectively haven't used it yet. You have burn, burn 8,000. Now the thing about burn is that it's not a legit way of removal, because if you want to get rid of something, you don't want to run any risks of saying, maybe they can add HP to their card and negate this effect. Maybe they can, you know, I don't know, pump it somehow to negate this effect. So red is not really a great color for removal. It's more of a dent your cards really hard and then attack it. In fact, these can't even target the player square, so they really don't serve much purpose, aside from, like, I guess they might have better payouts, technically. Like, if you have, like, for the black variant of this card is destroy a creature. This one is deal 8k. The other card is, the black one does kill 2 3-cost or lower. The red one does deal 5k to 2 things. Now what's the difference between those? Well, if it's deal 5k to 2 things, if you have 2 good cards with good effects, and they're low power, but they're like high cost, so like 4 cost 5k that draws a card, or 4 cost 5k minuses power everywhere, or gives power everywhere, you can use that to snipe 2 cards. But if you're using a black card, you couldn't kill those 2, because they are 4 cost or higher. They're 4 cost and not 3 or lower. So red has its merits, but overall it's not very good of a engine. And yeah, this card, when you play it, he burns stuff. Basically, they burn a lot of stuff. That's all they really do. Let's see. White. They have the ability to heal. There's a card in set 3 where when you have 1 life, you may put this card from your hand to the top of your damage. I don't understand why they would do that, but yeah, it seems like an unreasonable mechanic. Not because it's OP, because it just drags the game on longer than it should have been. I mean, if you're using that to stay alive, you might just, you know, be dying, so I don't know, well, time will tell. And they have negative and positive anthems. Now, what are anthems? It's one of those things where it gives global support or global debuff, or support around or debuff around. say for this card, for example, minuses 1,000 to things around it. Now, ooh, that's pretty neat, right? Why doesn't it just say it's 7.5? Because it does something more than that. If you have minus 1,000 to 4 things, that's technically you're minusing 4,000 off their cards. Although it's going to die because it's rounded by 4 cards, it's okay. And they have cards that get stronger with more angel traits, or like more specific trait. This is currently the only things that white have so far. Anthems, negative anthems, and power amongst your allies, I guess. This card's actually pretty decent. I don't quite like the art though. Not a big fan. So yeah, this is going to be the second episode of Chan's tutorial to ZX, Intro to ZX. This is the color pie. I will probably be making my next deck as red-blue to see if I can make a quick aggro deck. So yeah, see you guys later. Tune in for part 3. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Comment down below. Tell me how you like this. Tell me if you like the structures. Tell me if I'm missing anything, because I might be. Since I play the game, I could easily be missing something that I'm overlooking that a beginner might not know. So do tell. Give me your opinions. Want to see more ZX? I will definitely do more ZX, like I did with Vanguard at the very beginning. But I'll also be doing Vanguard, but Vanguard's pretty slow right now. It's not much happening in Vanguard. So yeah, see you guys later. Bye.